I was just in my wheelchair following Lewis racing. I didn't have a career path, didn't have a direction of where I wanted to go in my life. And yeah, that moment came, 24th of May.
I met a Gypsy.
We're on. We're rolling.
Let's go.
Nick Hamilton.
Let's go.
Fresh off finishing his slice of podium pie.
Yeah, it felt good.
How was that?
It was beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I've been dreaming about that moment since I was a kid. I didn't really know how I would ever be able to, A, get on a podium physically, because just walking up simple steps for me, for my disability, is tough. And then B, how the hell do I end up being a racing driver and being fast enough to get onto a podium in terms of achievement? So I lived both of those moments in one go. And I've grown up, watching my bigger brother, get hundreds of podiums, in his career in Formula One. And I was just sitting in my wheelchair watching it happen. I never believed that day would ever come for me. When I used to watch Lewis, I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. So I was just in my wheelchair following Lewis racing. I didn't have a career path, didn't have a direction of where I wanted to go in my life. That moment came 24th of May, 2026, which, I'll never forget. And it was a moment that meant so much to me. It was a lot more than motorsport, much more than racing. It was a life commitment that I had made from a kid diagnosed with spastic diplegia, cerebral palsy, to now standing on a podium in British Touring Cars, British Touring Car Championship. Was a surreal moment.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's honestly so beautiful. And there's 3 hours in just that.
Yeah, I could talk to you.
There's so much in just that one moment. And when I saw, like we were saying, we were going to do this a month or so ago. And when I saw that moment, I was just like, fuck yes. This is such a special bookend. And obviously your career's not finished and there's so much left to go. But I feel like there's these moments in time that brings something full circle, and it becomes the end of a journey in a sense, and I just feel like that moment. And even when you say, like, I never thought I'd even be able to physically get on a podium, like there's just so much in it. And, you watch your brother, like, not only are you born with a debilitating disability, but then you're also born into the family of the greatest racing car driver of all time. So it's like, okay, cool. Now I have the most fucking overachieving brother on planet Earth right next to me. Like, there's just so much to your story, and just that one moment is such an amazing achievement and such an amazing story. So I'm stoked, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro. It was, as I said, it meant a lot, and it was just a culmination of 15, 20 years of hard work, but not just hard work. It's trying to find your place in life, your place in society. And, with my disability, I didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere. I struggled for friends at school and struggled for acceptance everywhere that I went. People staring at me, pointing at me, looking at me, laughing at me, bullying me, joking about me, all that sort of stuff. So I was really, really struggling as a kid. And then, you have, my brother who is taking the world by storm in his direction. And, he's super, super talented. And our whole family direction went into his motorsport. And so I think I was just struggling personally. And I've been struggling personally forever.
Yeah.
What do I do? Where do I go? How do I make money? What's my career path? Being brutally honest, it's hard to make a career as a disabled person.
Yeah.
You know,
In general, let alone as a fucking race car driver.
Absolutely, yeah. In general, you know, working your way into companies or whatever like that is super difficult. And so, you know, I felt like I grew up lost as a kid. And I don't think you'll always find yourself, you know, you're constantly evolving as a person. And I set my sights on motorsport, and, you know, I went against a lot of people to continue doing that, you know, even my family at time to time, and, you know, putting everything into it, my own personal savings, you know, blood, sweat and tears. And when you're constantly being knocked back, you know, and having a lot of rejection, and then getting on track and not having results, not having the best results, you know, it's tough. And so trying to physically drive a car faster than an able-bodied person when you have a physical disadvantage in motorsport is tough. And I think it just, as I said, was a culmination in, I belong here. I did the right thing. It's taken me 15 years to get there. But what a relief. And I got to experience what my brother experiences, and B, I was able to achieve it and look almost back at a younger version of me sitting in his wheelchair, and now I'm standing aloft on a podium. So it felt cool, and it was tough to get up there. Like I really struggled physically. Thank God I had people helping me, you know, and just like spraying the champagne bottle was tough because, you know, moving it up and down and balancing and hopefully not falling off of the podium is like a big thing. So I ended up sitting down, but it got to a point I didn't really care what I looked like or anything like that. And I think
that moment was for you. Like that was your moment. Yeah,
and I think what it did do, it gave people a bit of a, not a wake up call, but it made people realize, wow, he really struggles physically, if standing, moving about, and they could see how much help I needed. Because I think a lot of people sort of forget when they see me driving past them at 150 mile an hour in a British touring car, they treat me the same as everyone else, which is what I always wanted. But actually, physically, I'm severely disadvantaged, just moving about generally. So I think it really proved and opened people's eyes as to, wow, he drives a car really fast, and that's amazing, because he just struggles just to get up a step. So
and I mean, just sitting here right now, like we're sitting down having a conversation, you'd never know. But then once you've got to get up and start moving around, that's when it becomes clear, you know?
Yeah. But look, I lived my life, I guess, trying to push my disability
as far as you can take it.
As far as I could take it, but also at the same time, push it under the rug, sweep it under the rug, where it was like, I tried to make it less of an issue. You know, my parents brought me up like that, where it was like, the disability is there, but we're not going to make it the main character of your life. You know, we've got to figure out a way of trying to live as able-bodied or non-disabled as possible, because I didn't really have any other option other than focus on what I wanted to do, which was being as able as possible. And I guess as a kid, when you're trying to understand what your disability is all about, it can be a lonely place. I just wanted to be like everybody else, all my friends. You know, at school I was the only disabled person and also the only person of color at school too.
Really?
So I was so different to everyone. And I just felt super lonely, because anyone that I looked at was able-bodied and also had a different skin tone, skin color to me. And they weren't struggling physically. So I just didn't fit in anywhere I went. And it just took a while. It took a while to find your group of people, find your friends. And whilst you're trying to find friends, you're trying to overcome this disability that you don't know anything about and your parents don't know anything about. And it's not really down to them to help you walk better. It's down to me to try and find a way that works. And so it's been a long slog, bro. It's been a long slog. And yeah, it doesn't stop. My disability will always follow me everywhere I go. But I've been able to manage it now. Have I fully accepted it even now as an adult? Probably not. Does it wind me up still? Absolutely. Achieving all these things, does it make me indestructible? Absolutely not. I'm super vulnerable, always will be vulnerable. Mentally, I'm strong when it comes to my disability, but when it comes to my motorsport, super vulnerable. And I think it's okay to be vulnerable. So it's just I've just been trying to find my own path, my own direction, and I found it in motorsport. It was tough. It's been rough. It's been horrible at times. But yeah, that moment on the podium it made it all worth it.
You just finished watching a clip from the full 3-hour podcast. You're on our Clips channel. The full podcasts live on the Gypsy Tales podcast channel. It's linked right here. Go over to that channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure you never miss a full episode of the Gypsy Tales podcast. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you want to watch it on the go, you can also head to our iTunes or Spotify to get the full 3-hour podcast in audio format.
I met a gypsy.